This video brought to you by our frequent flyer subscribers. If you would like to support the channel, please consider joining our frequent flyer program at twitch.tv/NovaWing24.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. My name is NovaWing24 and welcome to Fun Fridays. It is the end of the week, so we are here to have some fun. Welcome the weekend, and what better way to do it today than do it flying? Because I did enough painting today. I would like to fly. Hello Kiwi, hello chat. So hello Kiwi. Where are we flying today? I've got a couple of ideas, but we'll see. Rockview, hello. Great to see you again, sir. Australia, good evening. Welcome to the stream. More Jones, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Now, before we get going too far, I do want to check out if somebody can let me know, are they having... So I'm trying something new at the moment. Game of Ash, hello! Welcome back to the stream. Great to see you again, sir. Paul Osmond, hello. Good evening to you as well. I'm trying out something here because I'm trying to support all simmers of all descriptions. So I've been trying out the closed captioning thing, but it doesn't seem to be working for me. Can anybody let me know if it's working for you? I don't know whether it's just because I'm looking at it from a creator's point of view that it's not working for me. Because supposedly it's supposed to be telling you what I'm saying, but I'm guessing it's not working. I don't know. Because I'm having trouble, it's showing up like not working for me. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Got the t-shirt, hello, welcome to the stream, great to see you. Sorry, does anyone have the issue of flight stats or being a kid? I honestly don't know, I haven't tried. We'll have a look once we get loaded in. Let's have a look. Installed, enabled, yeah, everything. It's saying that seems to be saying that it's not working for me. Brisbane Melbourne looking really good with community mods. Oh, that's good to hear. That is good to hear. I do need to look at some more of the some more of those community mods. Actually, I'm curious. Actually, while we're here, as I said, let me know if anybody is getting the closed captions to work, because as I said, I'm trying to get it working, and it doesn't seem to be working for me. In the meantime, I'm curious, because I thought I just saw... let's have a look, official content. I think I just saw Aerosoft's Paderborn airport turn up here inside the sim. It has turned up, and it's turned up for free. That is really cool. So, we should... totally, because I haven't actually tried the experience yet of installing directly inside the sim, which apparently we can do, so let's give it a shot, shall we? Random thing I wasn't expecting to do tonight, and there you go, this might be our first place to go. Alright, so let's go buy and download. That's interesting. So instant purchase and instant download. Don't even have to leave the sim. That is really impressive. That actually does that. It says captions not detected. Okay, alright, thank you. I'm trying to figure out why it's not working because I'm following the checklist here. There's a checklist which is, you know, install extension, configure settings. Maybe it's... And it's sort of saying, yeah, it says, yeah, go live and switch on. But I'm like, I am live and I'm trying to switch it on and it's not working for me. So... Oh, so yeah, I said I'm trying to sort of get some stuff worked out for everybody, but if they don't, can go. So, okay, okay, apparently you have to go there. Well, the new Edge is Chrome based, so that should work. No sweetener. That is a great that is a great sweetener. That is a very good natural one. Zega Squad, Captain Fingerpaint, and Rockview, thank you very much for the host. It is great. Thank you very much for sharing the flight simulation love with your communities. That's awesome. Game of Vash, oh, thank you very much for continuing the sub. Thank you. Thank you to the ranks of the gold freaking flyers, silver freaking flyers. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard. Okay, let's. I don't even have Chrome installed. I have Edge, the new Edge, which is a Chromium-based browser. So okay, I guess. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to look at that another day. Sorry, guys. Necrosapien, thank you very much for the host. Great to see that you are awake, sir. Good morning to you. Alright, now, question, I don't know, do I have to wait for this to... Do I have to wait at this screen to download, or can I go back and fly somewhere else while that's downloading? Let's try going somewhere else and while that's downloading, because that would be kind of cool if that works. So in the meantime, what should we do tonight? Let's have a look. I'm feeling that we should go somewhere where we haven't been before. You know where we actually haven't been yet? We haven't done the approach into Gibraltar yet. We should totally do that, Gibraltar. And we have Marbella. We might head around the Mediterranean, I think, tonight. Haven't used Chrome in years. Yeah, I am not a huge Chrome fan. Oh, you can leave it. Excellent. Thank you very much, Stradiator. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not a. I was not a huge. I've never been a Chrome fan. I always found that it was. It initially started off as a nice, clean browser, but it very much became bloated very, very quickly. I'm feeling lucky, punk. I need see now. I need to go back and watch those movies again. Now I need to go back and watch the D. Harry movies. I haven't seen those in way too long. Okay, so let's go. First of all, let's do our live weather, live traffic, all players. So our our settings are all set. Totally should fly the approach into Gibraltar. So I want to fly. I do want to fly. So I know I want to fly the TBM 930 tonight. I'm very much want to fly the 930 tonight. So I wonder how far or how long the flight is. If we go to, where is my TBM? There it is. TBM. Make sure I put our call sign in before I forget. Once we figure out where we're going, guys, we will absolutely be able to join us. I'm curious if we went from Barajas to Gibraltar. How long a flight would that be? So it's about an hour flight. It's about an hour flight. It's looking pretty good weather, but I don't want to just fly and cruise. So I've said that, but now. See, this is the tough part, is that I really want to go exploring places, but at the same time, I don't want to just sit something and cruise. I want to go explore and play. So now that I've said that I want to fly the TBM, I'm now going to turn around and say we're not going to fly that, because we should totally do let's do a Paris tour. Paris tour. Done. Let's do that. So let's do... I'm definitely a little bit all over the place tonight, guys. So be prepared for that. So let's go with the... DA62. So we've still got good visibility, but gives us decent amount of... plenty of vision as well. And then we'll instead, let's leave from And we'll do low and slow. And we'll take in some of the sights. We'll go take in Versailles. We'll take in the Champs-Élysées. So let's go from Paris Orly. So we'll do ramp 65 as our departure. And then we'll head and finish over at Charles de Gaulle. So we'll just set it as a VFR, but what we'll do is we'll do a bit of we'll just wander around and see where we go. Because I think that's a great way to do it. Okay, so live traffic, live weather and time, and all players set. So let's quickly set all that in our little command here. Okay, so we're doing LFPO to LFPG. Cruise speed around about, we'll say about 150. And we'll do it in the DA62 tonight. So anything around about 150, 160 knots would also be perfectly suitable. Alright, so for anyone who is wanting to join the flight tonight, you're more than welcome to. So what we'll do is, for folks, if you type !flight into the chat there, you'll be able to get all the details that you need to be able to sign on and join in tonight's flight. Alright, that should be there. Now I'll just make sure that my server is looking good. Southeast Asia. I might just quickly switch servers and then switch back. I'll make sure I can refresh that one. How am I getting a better ping time to the Northern European server than I am to the Southeast Asia server? How is that a thing? Like, seriously, how is that a thing? That is just not right. It is a beautiful aircraft, the Diamond. I've loved the Diamond. My first flight in a Diamond actually was in the in Flight Sim World, actually. And I loved flying in Diamonds ever since. No, we're not flying a baguette liner. No, I'm afraid not. We may have baguettes afterwards, after we arrive at Charles de Gaulle, though. Or if you lean out of the aircraft enough, if we're low enough, you might be able to grab one from a street vendor as we go past. You never know. Alrighty, so I'm going to spawn in at parking 65. Everybody else is welcome to spawn in. Actually, I'll spawn in and then I'll change my settings. So let's just do this one here. There we go, and it's letting me know that Paderborn is downloaded, and that will be where we can fly to after this flight. So otherwise, let us jump in for now. Take welcome to the stream. Great to see you, my friend. Alright. Let's have a look here. What is going on over here? As I said, I'm not sure what's going on with that, actually, what I might do, actually, here we go. Let's try this. Because it's status switch plus a, yeah. See, everything I've got says that I should have, it should be working. So, yeah, I've installed the extension. Yeah, I've configured it. Toggle closed captioning on. Go live. It's interesting. It's interesting. So what it seems to be doing is it seems to not be detecting that I'm actually streaming at the moment. That's interesting. So I'm not sure why. So that seems to be the issue. It seems to be that it's not detecting that I've actually gone live. So, which obviously I am live because you're all here talking to me in the chat. So, not sure what's going on with that. I will put a ticket in to and ask on their Discord because yeah, I'm following all the prompts and it seems to not be working for me, which makes me very upset. It makes me sad. Fly under the Eiffel Tower. Well, you know, we can't do that. Stanson Tower, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. We are currently flying, we're about to fly in the beautiful French Republic. Thomas, hello, welcome to the stream. Ozflyer, welcome back to my third stream of the day, actually, funnily enough, this one. Do we know if I was going live today, chat? I don't know. I don't know if I'm live anymore. And are we alive? Are we alive? That is a great question, of course. You know, a very existential crisis question that we are all asking ourselves at the moment. So, all right, let me jump in here. So, now the question is, can I remember how to start this aircraft? Actually, I should totally... okay, so I don't have the right settings yet. Okay. Controls, and they're going to need to be changed to twin piston, I do believe. So, slide over here. So, that was a bit weird. Okay. So, throttle. Every time I always go the wrong way. There we go. Okay, apply and save. That's good. Okay, alright. Throttle separate sets are set. Bit weird because I'll be using a yoke rather than a stick, which this aircraft normally has. That's okay. And check the rudder. Free and clear. Alright. Alright, let's see if I can remember the checklist for this aircraft. Okay, so it should be... Alright, battery master is on, beacon is on, strobe light nav lights on. Parking brake is set. Heats. Fuel set to on, fuel guards in place, throttles cracked, alternators set to on, right hand fuel pump set to on, engine master set to on. Okay. Engine on, fuel flow increasing, RPM stabilizing. Engine master, left engine master is on, engine glow on. There we go, engine is on. Pitot heats are on. Avionics master is on. All lights are on. We are good to go. There we go. I actually remembered how to start it. I am actually, considering I've only just this once or twice. Okay. Now we'll take our parking brake off so we don't have to be a hero for that one. Visual 3, nice. Skylander, we do not have any, we do not have a Supermarine Spitfire in this sim as yet. I'm sure there will be one that will be coming across at some point, but not at the time here. Searchwarren2908, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Where are you going, Pushback? And snaps back into place. The pushback is always so hilarious in this sim. Okay, let's check what we're going to do here. Pumps are off because the engines are now running. Now we'll move the fuel down to crossfeed. I really hope you know what you're doing, pushback person. I'm getting concerned that this building is getting very, very close, and I still haven't stopped the pushback. I'm getting very, very, very concerned. No! It's literally... Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Is it seriously done what I think it's just done? Yep. It's just... And I actually can't cancel. I actually can't cancel it. What is going on here? This is ridiculous. Okay, come on. Pushback stop. There we go. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now, what's the bet? I will now crash because it's now going to get me out of the building. Or I'm now wedged in a building and I can't move. Oh, nope. Oh, that was close. I think we were locked in that building for a minute, so there we go. Okay, alright. That was rather entertaining. Okay, let's turn our taxi on. That was hilarious, that was. That was absolutely hilarious. I was like, okay, alrighty. Alright, taxi ribbon is on. Did I not get my quick clearance delivery? Okay, request taxi to Bar North.
Orly ground, Diamond November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 with Sierra request taxi for takeoff north departure. Diamond November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 taxi to and hold short of runway 24 via taxiway. Contact tower on 120.5 when ready. Orly ground, Air France 6118 ready to copy IFR clearance to Blagnac. Air France 6118 is cleared to Blagnac Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 24 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.855 squawk tree 744. Taxi to and hold short runway 24 via taxiway Diamond Alpha 24. Air France 6118 cleared.
Alright. The challenges, as you said, Rock, of letting the AI head, and also using a airport that is so busy as Orly is in real life. Can I just say as well, I appreciate, actually, it's interesting how much busier European and American airports are than Australian airports at the moment. Because Australian airports at the moment they're really quiet. There's a lot of travel restrictions still around here in Australia. So not a lot of travel going on at the moment, and air travel is very, very minimal at the moment. So this is really interesting to actually hear how busy air traffic is here at the moment. It's thinking, wow, it's like it's one of those weird things about the world that we live in at the moment, and the fact that, you know, air travel that we all took so much for granted for so long isn't a thing at the moment for large parts of the world. It's actually really tough for a lot of people I have a lot of friends in the industry, especially in America, that have been furloughed and sort of, they all, lose their jobs very, very shortly, which is all which is very sad, very unfortunate, and it's heartbreaking to know how many people who love aviation so much and are so passionate about it and have a career in it or had a career in it, losing their jobs at the moment. So that's one of the reasons why I really want to make sure that we are building a positive community here with Flight Simulator, because this is where a chance for those of us who either had careers or have careers in the industry can still connect with each other and fellow av geeks. But also so that we can encourage a new generation, so that new generations and new people that can be inspired to take the future as well. I think exactly. Especially for us in Australia, this is the only flying we'll be doing for quite a while. Especially the only international flying we'll be doing for quite a while.
Air France 6118, taxi to and hold short of runway 24 using taxiway.
Oop.
Contact tower on
Pushed the brakes too much, that dude.
when ready.
I think the power it needs to overcome the friction on the brakes is a little bit over.
Ready to copy IFR clearance to
I think that's a little over-modeled.
Iberia 3435 is cleared to Barajas Airport this mile. Takeoff runway 24 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 123.875 squawk 677 tree. Taxi to and hold short runway 24 via taxiway Air France 6118.
It's quite a lot of the original European countries. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is that it's so changeable. Is that what's happening one day was not necessarily what will happen the next day. It's such a very fluid situation all around the world.
On 127.75 squawk 677 tree. Iberia 3435 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.705 when ready to taxi.
Oh, I think this is a actual aircraft that we might be following right now.
Orly ground Iberia 3435 requesting pushback. Iberia 3435 pushback request accepted.
Okay. UK only. Yeah. Okay. So it's closed. Yeah. That's the thing. Is it's a lot of people are. Places are opening and then closing, very, very quickly again. I think we'll taxi through you. Thanks very much for phasing through that. Yeah, there's not a lot of active flights happening at the moment, that is for sure.
The Diamond is 62 on the taxiway. Falling 8019er, continue taxi. Falling 8019er, hold position caution. The Diamond is 62 on the taxiway.
I love how it's having to give instructions about us to real world traffic. That is such a surreal Inception kind of moment, actually, with that. It's so weird and so cool.
Orly ground Iberia 3435 with Sierra ready to taxi IFR. Iberia 3435 taxi to and hold short of runway 24 via taxiway. Contact tower on 120.5 when ready.
As I said, for anyone who's wanting to join in the flight tonight, you are more than welcome to. Just please type !flight in the chat to get all the information that you need. And I'm just going to quickly pass through this individual here.
Falling 8019er, hold position caution. The Diamond is 62 on the taxiway. Air France 6118, hold position caution. The Diamond is 62 on the taxiway.
I love stressing out the poor ATC in the sim. It just has no idea what to do.
Hold position Air France 6118. Roger, falling 8019er. Taxiing hold short.
That would be absolutely hilarious if that actually ever happened. I know we talked about that actually once in the chat here. It would be so surreal if they started getting traffic warnings like TCAS warnings or traffic warnings because of all the flight simulator traffic. That would be hilariously terrifying. Alright, I'm going to take the center line. Alright, we'll take a moment. We've got everybody taxiing. Oh, I see at least one other diamond coming to join us. Alright, let me do my quick pre-departure checks here. Alright, cabin heat is good. Control is fine. Pitch neutral, fuel set good. Ox pumps off. Flaps set to take off. Alright, looking good. On your way, excellent, Aladdin. Well, we'll see you. We'll be doing a quick orbit around here. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to quickly make sure I've got my landmarks turned on, because I do want to make sure that we do see our landmarks for this one. So let's make sure we've got our point of interest markers are on, and our fauna markers are on as well. So there we go. Apply that and save. And then we'll... Alright, folks, let's, for everybody else who's joining, you are more than welcome to join. Spawn in on 06 and, sorry, on 24 and 24 for your departure. And everybody here, let us depart. Throttles up, brakes off. Airspeed alive.
Roger, Air France 6118.
82 knots. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Diamond Alpha 2 for you are not cleared to take off.
Oh well. That's awkward. I thought he cleared us for takeoff. Okay. Alright, let's do a circuit over the field. Now, if I remember correctly, the Sen is just in front of us, I think. Now, Orly is not one of the handcrafted airports, though Charles de Gaulle is, which is one of the ones which is where we'll finish our flight, or this particular leg of our flights tonight. That's the thing, Braytake, is that the thing about it is that with the way technology gets interconnected, the worst part is it feels like it could happen. That's the weird part about it, is it feels like it could happen. You know, for a for a non-handcrafted airport, I think that they've done a lot of the buildings quite well, particularly like with the golf ball radomes there on the top of the towers there. That's fairly impressive. Now we'll wander north a little bit before we sort of start heading east towards. So head northwest for a little bit. Head over the town. I'm curious about all the yellow marks there on the ground. That's what I'm curious about. Hmm. If we fly, by the way, if I end up going under the Eiffel Tower and end up getting a crashing from that, I'm definitely respawning on somebody's tail for that one. So I hope everybody is having a fantastic Friday wherever you are in the world. And you're getting a chance to welcome the weekend with us here by doing some not so authorized takeoffs and enjoying our time here exploring the world in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And welcome everybody to the experience tonight. For those who are wanting to join, you are more than welcome to. For all the information that to be able to join, please type in !flight in the chat if you do want to join in for the joy and the fun today. Oh, what's that? What's that? That looks like a memorial of some kind. I'm curious what's that over there. Let's go have a look. It's been a long time since I've been to Paris. Okay, trim that nose down a little too far on the trim there. Well, there's a lot of the Paris landmarks just popped in. I know there was one here to the northwest though, so I'm trying to remember where that one was. Ah, Versailles, of course. That's what I was wanting to look at. I wanted to look at Versailles. Now, I feel that looks awfully like that should be an airport. And I should know what it is, but I don't. Totally have a look at... Chusses Lenoble is what that one is. Right. Interesting. That's one of those airports that, for whatever reason, is blurred out on Bing Maps, so the Black Shark AI didn't inject it into the sim. But it's interesting, though, that in some way it knew it was an airport, because if we have a look, that's the tower object that the Black Shark AI uses. So in some ways, it must be at least aware that it should be an airport. Because again, it looks like it's copied in, again, a lot of the vector data. So it is interesting. I know I remember reading an article about sort of how Microsoft was planning on dealing with things like, blurred areas or restricted areas and stuff like that, and basically put it down as grass areas. But and a few people complained that, oh, such and such an airport is not in here, it's just a grass field. It's like, and you actually compare it to the satellite data, and for whatever reason, the owners or somebody has requested that area be blurred out. which is what then they've respected when it's come into the sim here as well. My favourite remote control aircraft, or perhaps favourites of flight simmers, perhaps favourites of favourite destination for flight simmers. And I feel that the giant water tower there could be something interesting as well. I do believe that would be a national monument of some description. Right. We'll go orbit the Palace of Versailles. Yeah, I think the DA62, I really love how it flies and how it handles. It's just really weird is that once it's in the air, it feels a little underpowered, but on the ground, in the air, it feels a little overpowered when it's taxiing. But to get it started taxiing, it feels massively underpowered. Like the fact that you have to literally go full throttle to be able to get it to overcome the friction of the brakes. But once you're rolling, it then gets very, very quickly. I think it's a weird friction point or something on the brakes or something, it must be. Otherwise, it's an absolute delight to fly this aeroplane, as all Diamond aircraft are in real life. And this one, if I remember correctly, I want to imagine that this one is a... If not this, I feel like this one's a diesel engine. Or at least there's a variant available for this one, which is a diesel engine. Pull back on the throttle a little bit as we orbit around Versailles. I remember walking and sort of going through the gates to enter in here into the palace, having a picnic down in the gardens down there. Paid an absolute fortune for that. But I remember having to queue up way down there at the end of the car park to be able to get in. And the gendarmes were there, and they were... because that's the other thing that I find fascinating about France, is that they have so many layers of police, like many European countries do. I suppose much like America as well, but they have so many layers of police, and all of them are heavily armed. And seeing very heavily armed individuals just standing around smoking and talking, it was a very interesting experience. That is pretty cool. Not quite as gilded as I remember. There we go. MacLeod, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. But it's glass. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is glass. Yes, it's a glass cockpit there, Oz. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, thanks, Driv. Yeah, I thought this one was diesel because I know they had both a diesel and a non-diesel option available. Okay, let's head back. We'll follow the roads a little bit actually. With the original IFR, well, I follow roads. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, is a diesel engines a fairly new idea for powering aircraft? It's a fairly new concept. I want to say pioneered by Diamond, but I don't think so. But I feel like that is wrong. But at the same time, they are the ones I think that are the first to made it really commercially viable. Alright, well, there's the most infamous, of course, or famous of French landmarks ahead of us, so we'll head towards that one. I know, Oz, trying to reconcile the two is always a challenge. Yeah, that should be the River Seine in front of us. I'm curious how they've done with all the boats and the restaurants along the River Seine. And all the bridges that sort of lead up to that part. So what we should totally do is when we get to the Seine here, I'm going to break right, and we're going to go down and we're going to follow the Seine for a little bit. Because it's a beautiful part of the world to travel onto. You're flying under it? Okay. Well, that's good to know, because in that case, I will give it a go. In a little bit of time. Alright, I'm going to break under here. Football, very important in France, of course. Now we should have Notre Dame coming up. So Notre Dame coming up somewhere along here as well. I think probably that's the one thing that I think I'd really like to see improved with the Black Shark AI is I'd really like to see the improvement of how they handle boats in satellite imagery. I'd really like to see that improved. I think it's one of the few things I'd really like to see improved. Because it's so weird seeing these boat outlines, especially ones that I know that sort of many of these sort of travel and ferry and tourist boats sit along here. Many of these boats are also sort of like moored restaurants as well, and just sort of seeing them there on the photo reel, but there's just nothing there. It's so weird and so sort of strange. It's sort of like, yeah, I think that's one of the few things I think I'd like to see. I'd really like to see improved fairly sooner rather than later when it comes to the AI. And how the Black Shark AI processes things. And of course the bridge along here where all the lovers place their locks. You have just keyboard control. I am very impressed. Well, good luck, sir, with your keyboard controls for this one. Alright. Alright, let's... okay, so we've got a Grand Palais. Didn't get to see that when I was in Paris. The Louvre. Luxembourg Palace. So I'm going to do a bit of a hard turn here. I'm going to head back the way we've come. I love the fact that it models the single wing stalls like that. I absolutely love that it does that. It's as much as a stall horn is always like a slightly terrifying thing. It is always, for me in a flight sim, it's actually a really positive thing, because it means that the developers paid attention to things. Let's invalators. Yeah, I remember that. I think Paris is a lot greener than I remember, though. I must admit that. So here we go. The Arc de Triomphe. All right, down through the Champs-Élysées. Oh, am I a little too wide for the Champs-Élysées? Possibly. I think I'm a little too wide for the Champs-Élysées, so we'll just go off to one side of the Arc de Triomphe, shall we? Though it's so funny. So I remember talking to my fiancée. So when she first came to Australia, she was terrified because she was going to have to deal with roundabouts. She was terrified of driving in Australia or in South Africa because of roundabouts. Or as Americans like to call them, traffic circles. And she always points to videos and footage of the Champs-Élysées and the Arc de Triomphe as why Americans are terrified of traffic circles. And it's like, but you guys use four-way stops. It's like there is so many things wrong with four-way stops. Like, why? There is absolutely no reason to ever have a four-way stop, ever. Exactly, roundabouts are so much better than traffic lights because they actually keep traffic moving. But it's so hilarious. It's that all the Americans that I know, unless they've spent time in Europe or Australia, have just struggled with the whole concept of roundabouts. Okay, all right. I'm prepared for this to backfire on me terribly. Oh, I think I scraped the bottom of the aircraft, but I think we're good. Oof. Well, that was entertaining. Now I'm going to try and figure out where... Okay, so it's not a full crash box. Definitely felt an oof. But we can fly under it. We can fly under it. We have the technology. Yeah, the Mythbusters episode on it is fascinating because, yeah, it goes through and actually looks at the science behind the actual... because there is genuine science behind roundabouts and how they work. Okay, how well does this thing fly inverted? That's a good question, actually. Alright, let's go straight in level flight. Straight in level flight for a second. I want to try and do... Okay, trim out, and... It does not go very inverted very well at all. It's particularly not with a yoke. Maybe with a stick it might not be so bad. Okay, fuel pumps on. Crossfeed on, fuel pumps on. Okay, so I need to get some airspeed up first before I even attempt this. Okay, trim it out, get the airspeed up. Yeah, that was tragic when Barrett Grant. He was so young as well, or rather, it's more for a lot of us. He's sort of the age that we are now. Actually, you know what? Once you get it inverted, this aircraft is reasonably stable inverted. Actually, surprisingly enough. A lot of trim needed. Okay. This is going to end badly. I know this is going to end badly. But that's okay. Alright. Okay, hang on. That is... No, that's it. Yep. Okay. Just because you could do a single the aileron roll in a C-46. Okay, fuel pumps are on. I really hope this doesn't fuel starve those engines too badly. No, unstable approach. Way too unstable, that one. Good luck for all who do it, but yes, that's perhaps another day, that one. They... I was too far out when I started the roll. I was hoping to give myself a nice stable approach, but it was like, yeah, that wasn't going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. Still though, for a the non-photogrammetry here is just simply a couple of custom point of interest models, but mostly Black Shark AR models. It still looks and feels exactly it does as it did for me when I actually was there. So I think it's really, really well done. Now we'll check out the one on the hill up here. The hub and spoke nature of many European cities always fascinates me as well. Always fascinates me how they do that. The Basilica was absolutely beautiful. The frescoes in there are absolutely incredible. I was fortunate enough to see some of those when I was here. I saw many of the off the beaten paths tourist things because I was only in Paris for day and a half. I think I was only in Paris for. I was not there for long. I always joke that the best part about it at the time was the fact there was no Parisians there. It was a particularly warm, long summer. So many Parisians that actually extended their summer holidays in Spain. So there was very few Parisians actually around. When I was here, I was far less fit when I visited this part of the world. And I remember struggling to get up just steps. I remember that. That was a very different me back then. A very different me. I'd love to go back now. I'd love to go back to... That's one of the things is that I think about this a lot of the time, is that a lot of the places that I've been very, very fortunate to go and visit is that I appreciated them on one level, but now that I'm a lot fitter and I have more awareness of what the human body is capable of, that I really want to go back to any of the places that I'd been previously in, because now I'm looking at them now with a very different set of eyes now, and going, I would love to be able to go back and experience the more physical aspects of doing things. Like I loved walking even back then, but you know, being able to go running down the Champs-Élysées now, be able to go run up the the seat up in Edinburgh. Things like that. Like, I'd love to be able to go back and do those things again now. Now that I'm a little older, not necessarily. I was about to say older and wiser. I question whether or not I'm wiser or not. Like, I really question that as well. Black Wolves, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Rome sounds like a pretty good idea. We have a trip to Paderborn planned very shortly. We do have that coming up, so we may go to Rome. All right, let me have a consult my my map here. I'd love to actually go to France and actually get a ride on a TGV. It's one of the things I'd love to do. I'd love to get a ride on a TGV. Though I know a couple of people, it's funny, a couple of people have talked about, you know, sort of like one of the things of having such a huge world like this is with Microsoft Flight Simulator is, you know, sort of the idea of, you know, could you integrate, you know, truck sim, train sim, and flying simulator all into one world, one ecosystem, and it's sort of some people, you know, putting it aside, but in some ways, I think you could do it. I mean, on a smaller scale, you know, War Thunder and DCS already do it. On a, admittedly, a smaller scale than what, you know, the whole planet would be, but at the same time, the concept is still there and still sound. Okay, so I was about to say I'd follow this canal, but there appears to be some buildings in the middle of the water, which is kind of awkward. So I won't be able to get as low as I was planning on going down this canal. Oh, there's another one. Oh, that looked painful. That did. I don't think the crew walked away from that incident. I don't think. Yeah, yep. That was a big oof. That was a big oof. Yeah, I don't think, as much as I love the DI-62, I don't think she'd handle a knife edge too well, given that she has the aerodynamics of a sailplane. So she's very good for lofting and cruising. Not necessarily so great for aerobatics. Okay, I'm gonna level out trim out for a second. I just realized I haven't got any photos yet tonight. Very, very slack of me tonight. Oh, that's awkward. I'm gonna have my... Oh, I bet my gear got triggered when... I bet my gear got triggered down, because I know I retracted my gear after takeoff. I bet that my gear got triggered when we went underneath the Eiffel Tower. That's interesting. That was awkward. RFDS, I think we'd need more of the RFDS and Westpac there, I think. I'm pretty sure. That would explain why I was so sluggish. That would explain why I was so sluggish trying to do that inverted attempt through the Eiffel Tower, because I had the gear was extended. That's incredibly awkward. Beautiful shots of travelling over the French countryside. Oh, you've got to get a couple of memento pictures for the night. Alright, so we're going to come in here to LFPG, which is one of the high detailed airports. So we'll do a circuit over it. Of course, Paris Charles de Gaulle, named after the president and also known as the, well, considered to be one of the greatest generals of the French military, serving as the leader of Free French forces in exile during the Second World War. I do not have a switch panel with gear lights on it. I do not. Or rather, I do have it in the cockpit there, but I don't have one external one in my home cockpit. There's a few things that are on the list to get, that's for sure. Now, I think if I remember correctly, we did spend some time... Was it Charles de Gaulle we were at? Where we saw that... It was Charles de Gaulle. Because that's where we confirmed that there are flying trucks in this sim. On our launch day, 16-hour... 16-hour live stream, we confirmed that there are flying trucks in this sim. I do remember that now. Yeah, I keep forgetting how mesmerizing some European architecture genuinely is. And being able to explore it and see it like this is so amazing. I just keep forgetting how big airports in Europe are and America are. Like, airports in Australia are really not that big. They're really not. But airports in Europe and America are just phenomenal. They're just huge. I always forget how big they are. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm actually thinking of using SPAD Next for making a couple of FIPS. Actually using those to support me. So to have a couple of digital gauges, I think. Or getting a bit of a frame rate hit coming through here at the moment. A ship hold, yeah, take a packed lunch. Yep. As I said, that's the thing about it's just, yeah, Europe. As I say, airports in Europe and America especially, they're just so big. There's a swimming pool that you can actually use at Changi Airport that I learned from on one of my layovers there. I remember at and what was it? I was on a layover at oh, where was it? I want to say it was I want to say it was SeaTac. I was on layover at SeaTac. Well, or rather, I was supposed to be on layover. Ooh, bye. I was supposed to be on a layover. No, I was supposed to be on a layover in Dallas, and I actually packed all my swimming gear because there was going to be because I was going to be on a layover for probably about I think it's about 6 hours or so. So I was actually going to go take my swim. I took my swimming kit with me so I could actually go do an hour swim, an hour workout before. While I was waiting for my flights, because there was a gym only a sort of about 10-15 minute drive from the airport, and I was like, should do that. Okay, so do we take the risk and try and use AI traffic, use the ATC, or do we just break procedure and land? I'm thinking we just break procedure and land. Let's be rebels tonight. Let's be rebels tonight. Yeah, it probably did take 10 minutes or more probably at Schiphol. Alright, I'm going to come in at, on, 27 left, I'm going to come in on. Even though I'm pretty sure that's active for departing rather than arrivals at the moment. But we're going to come in on 27 left. Okay, bring the throttles back down. Landing lights on. Gear traveling. Little under the slope. Oh, actually no, little high. I saw the pappies there. There we go. On slope, a little bit below. Holding off. Correcting to the left. Boomps a daisy. Hold it off. Down. Oop. Little squirrely on the old brakes there. Let it roll out. Clean the aircraft up. Exit, we'll exit stage left. We'll do next taxiway. I'm going to bet that was drift. I'm going to take a sneaking suspicion that was drift landing. Not sure why I would think that, but I feel that was drift. That was there in front of us just then. We love you, Drift. We do. We genuinely do. We appreciate you. Okay, alright. Let's exit here. And we'll taxi over to one of the gates. Alright, taxi lights on, landing light is off. Okay. So we'll taxi down a little bit further down here, and then we'll park up off here. I think possibly off to the right. I think because the GA ramp is normally on the by drift. We it wouldn't be one of our stream group flights without you, Drift. It genuinely wouldn't, my friend. It is great to see you, mate. All right, let's. Fuck yeah, where are we? Here we go. I don't know if anybody else sees the A380 AI over there, but let's park up next to him. I think that might be what we might do today. I feel like I'm in. We are currently starring in our own mini episode of Fast and the Furious, Aviation Edition. Absolutely, we absolutely need a group photo. We absolutely need a group photo. So we'll, as I said, we'll park up and use the A380 stand-in as our backdrop. I think I like the sound of personally. Oh, actually one of these security gates, which is kind of cool. Just need that stupendous amount of power to be able to start our taxi. Okay, whoop. And there we go. Alright, let's park up here. I think looks like a reasonable place. Alright, so let's go. Parking brake is set. Alright, fuel cutoffs, fuel guards open. Fuel set to cutoff. Magneto set to off. Strobe lights, nav lights set to off. Taxi lights are off. Alternator is off. Avionics buses 1 and 2 disabled. Engine masters are off. Alternators are off. Fuel pumps are both set to off. Pitot heat is off. Avionics masters are off. And battery beacon is off. Battery masters are off. There we go. That should be everything done. And we are good. Excellent. There we go. Okay, so everybody might need to come out for a group photo. And I'll catch up on chat with everybody in just a moment. James the Wheat Plant, welcome to the stream. It is a little bit it's unusual for me. Normally my FPS is fairly stable, but I guess it's when we have a large number of these high fidelity aircraft all very, very close to me, tends to set things off a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, that's the one that we want tonight. Unfortunately, everybody's a little too close, so we're getting a little bit of a phasing effect tonight, but that's okay. Okay. Yeah, it is a bit of a Saturday, that one. Thank you for the hydrate, Brete. That is very, very true, Braytag. It's always very entertaining whenever he's drift around. Drift, as I said, we appreciate you. We very much appreciate it. Between you and Aladdin, we appreciate both of you. As we appreciate each and every member of all of our crew that comes and join us, whether you join us in the sim or whether you just join us here in chat, we appreciate everybody and all of your unique way and each of our unique ways of simming. Alright, but I am going to call everybody for a group photo, so if you are still around, I'd love to have you come by, park up, and see if we can get a group photo of everybody tonight. It is so weird seeing that A380 with a Boeing nose on it, though. That is rather strange. I'll have to admit that. That is all very, very strange. Oh, dear. I just wanted to... yeah. Well, that's awkward. I don't know. I don't know, Drift. What are you doing, man? Pat74, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board today. You're on Park right under an A380. Okay, so it's still... So we all get an A380. It's just not necessarily the same gate. I see. Right. Okay. I was curious how that was going to shape because I figured this was one of the static aircraft of the scenery rather than one that's fed to us from the ADSB. Alrighty. So that was our little tour around here. So what we might do is for our next flight, let's have a little look-see. So because we did try for that, we did get that scenery early tonight. So I do want to check it out because we haven't checked that out yet. So let's have a look at doing that tonight. Okay, it is a very sad day, but as long as we are all treat each other as good humans, that is what we need to make out of that. This was low rider hydraulic systems in there. That would be rather hilarious. You'd have to have it in a purple color as well to make it compare. So. Is it 8 years since then, Oz? Wow. Well, of course it would be because it was not long after flight was officially shut down, and we were. Oh wow, that is a long time ago, my friend. That is a long time ago. All right, EDLP. Let's have a look. EDLP. Because we have just downloaded and installed it. And so this is the first time that we're trying this. It looks like we have a lot of people trying out this this new scenery. So this should be very, very interesting. All right. My first officer and my second officer are derelict in their duty. They are currently sleeping somewhere in the bed. They attended the streams earlier today. They were in attendance earlier today. Alright, now what? Now, I did say that I do want to fly the TBM. So the question is that do we fly to Paderborn, or do we fly from there? I haven't flown in Gaulle for a while. Been a long time since I've flown in Gaulle. So I think. As I said, we as I said, and this is for everybody, folks, is that we're always about having. It's always about that positive and find what we enjoy about flight simming, and what each of us enjoys is always going to be slightly different, and we have to, and we don't have to, but we should make sure that we embrace everybody's way of enjoyment, because none is any less valid than anybody else's. And that's something that again, and everybody here who's a regular viewer of mine, so if you're not a regular viewer of mine, then you was one of the first times you're going to hear this, is that I've always strongly believe that we have to be very, very careful that we don't paint ourselves into a corner, and I talk about elitism a lot in our hobby, and we also have to be very careful of it, and it always concerns me when people say that, oh, you're not a real simulator pilot until you fly the Airbus 787 or whatever they want to say. And you have to, you must follow all procedures exactly by the book and all this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, folks, we are all role-playing being pilots. That's what we're all doing. And what that means... those words mean different things to different people. Some people want to do that and want that. That's how they derive their fun. That's how they enjoy their experience. And I respect and I am in awe of all of those people that do that. But those of us like me, I literally teach procedures for a living. I don't usually want to fly them very much. I will fly them from time to time, but I don't usually want to. I want to enjoy flying for the sake of flying. And that is no less valid than the person who wants to replicate an exact flight, second by second, checklist by checklist, SID star and approach plate by approach plate, from London to from London to Frankfurt. There's neither of those ways of simming is any less valid. And drift performing all those aerobatic maneuvers and various functions of the aircraft on the ground there with hydraulic brakes. There is nothing wrong with that, because that is how he devised your enjoyment of simming. And folks, we always need to make sure that we foster that and we encourage that and we grow that together. So there you go. As I said, we must always embrace the positive in our hobby and our love and our passion for this. Where would you go to? Just get to go on church there as well. Cool. Okay. All right. Bye, bot. Bye, bye. Yes. He was a bot. He is no longer here. That is good. No real sympathy on CH-47. Well, we will get our helicopters soon rather than later, Mr. Oz, I have no doubt. Alright. We are going to grab TBM 930. And I'm thinking that we go into Paderborn. That we arrive at Paderborn. So let's, as I said, and to show that we don't mind flying different things every now and again. Let's start at Con. We'll do ramp 56, set as our departure. And then we will head to... where was it? Where did I have it? Of course, just look for all the large number of green dots, and that is where we'll be flying to. So I feel that I'm going to do very fine with the high range until we get very close, and then it's going to be there'll be issues there. All right, so set that as our arrival. All right, now we will do some low altitude airways for this one. I will do an automatic approach. It's going to be a fairly short flight, that one. And we do have a full SID, as well to perform on our way out of Colne. What runway are we going to be departing out of? New Nvidia cards can't come soon enough. Yes, I know. I will be struggling on with my 1080s for a while. I think I will try to do my 1080s for a while. Need to see if anything's singular rolling. Well, you never know. Airplane Heaven and Just Flight may bring theirs over. You never know. Okay, so I feel we should go somewhere further than Colne. I think we should start somewhere further. So, how? What would it be if we go from Brussels? Says departure. Okay, Brussels departure. So we'll do Brussels departure. Let's find, where are we going to start from? So 25 right will be our departure point. So let's do ramp 156 set as our departure. So ramp 156. Okay, so we're going to go from Brussels National. We'll do low altitude airways. We'll set altitude for 13,000 feet. Sounds good. So still low enough to still be able to have a reasonable view of the scenery while still flying along here. So the problem with the pricing in Australia is going to be that the Founders Edition cards, which set the pricing, are not going to be available in Australia, and I am most upset about that, because unfortunately what that means is that what's keeping the prices, what will keep the prices low in Europe and America will be the fact that there are OEM cards coming out. Unfortunately in Australia there will be no OEM cards. From the beginning there will only ever be third-party cards, which is not good. It means that we will be at the mercy of third-party prices, which is concerning. So while the RRP might be set, or the MSRP might be set by Nvidia, the fact is that if they don't have their own cards in the market, then it isn't necessarily going to happen. Okay, so let's go with so let's set our information in our flight planning tools. Let's go. We're going from EBBR to EDLP. So cruise speed will be doing around about 250 knots, and we'll do in the TBM 930. Should make that probably, let's do 280 knots. We should be able to go easily do 300 for that one. Alright. So for those who are wanting to join us in the flight once again, please grab your TBM 930, type in !flight in the chat for all the information that you need. Yeah, pretty much exactly. Yeah, so it's interesting that they're not necessarily 4-slot cars. They're only 1 slot, but they're just so big they take up the physical space of that. And unfortunately, for those who like their slim form factors of their cases, the new cards are not going to work for you, because the new cards, they are the only ones that work are the Founders ones. There's one of the Founders cards will work in the slim form factor case, but nothing else. All right, so I'm looking at parking 156. The Nvidia store page has the prices, but that's for the Founders Edition cards, which are not being sold in Australia. So the market will dictate and basically say, well, if they're not available, if they can't compete because they don't have the stock, then the market can set whatever price tag it wants. So unfortunately, once again, as I said, I'm hoping to be wrong. I am genuinely hoping to be wrong on this. But the past record suggests that we will end up paying a premium because there will be no competition. Sorry guys, 1 second. My pancreas is needing to be checked and updated. Yeah, so it's unfortunate being the end of the world. I think the 3090 I was looking at was going to be the 3 slots. Though I'm curious about how the heating's going to work. As I said, like a lot of people are going to be concerned with heating, but I use liquid cooling on my CPU anyway, so I'm not so fussed about it. I'm curious to see. There's a rumor that Gigabyte are going to be doing their Seahawk series. They'll be doing a Seahawk mod of the 3080 and the 3090. That's going to be interesting if they manage to do that, because that's going to be huge. That's going to be 4+ slots, because there needs to be cooling on both sides of the card. Like, that's going to be insane. It's going to be nuts. Well, potentially, if there's international travel happening, you never know. I might be able to, bring some back with me. All right. Now, I've just realized I need to reset my controls once again. All right, let's go here. Ready to fly. Okay. Now, let me go to my escape menu. Controls. Twin piston. Defaults. Turboprop. Okay. Expand collapse. Throttle 1, throttle 2, that's fine. Prop is good. There we go. Okay. Now, what I should do is I should check before we start. I should check after we know what happened last time I tried to do calculations for ILSs and things like that while we were flying. That was a terrible thing. So I'm going to have a look before we go at my little nav map here. Okay, so we're going to Paderborn is where we're going to. EDLP. So there we go. Paderborn Lippstadt. So let me make some little notes here. So I open up my little notepad. So runway 24. I think, yeah, so runway 24 is 108.55. 24, 108.55. 237 magnetic. 3-degree glide slope. Or 06 if we're vectored to 06 instead. That is 111.7, I think. Yeah, 111.7. 111.7, 57 magnetic, 3-degree glide slope. Okay, 3 degrees. Alright, cool. So I have that information available. That'll be interesting to see if they assign me a star when we come through. That could be interesting. So I think I remember how to program stars now. This could be interesting, but we'll see. Zintor, hello, thank you for welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the hydrate. Thank you very much for the hydrate. I'm going to need that tonight. I'm definitely needing the hydrates tonight. That is for sure. Wow, I feel like, sorry, I'm going to take this moment here. I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like, okay, I always say that I'm truly blessed, I'm truly grateful that each and every one of you turn up to watch these streams, because I think you're all nuts, and I'm very, very grateful that you come on and you enjoy it, and you come and enjoy these streams with me. I am truly blessed and grateful, and I think you're all crazy, but I love you all for doing it. But I feel in some ways that I have reached a new level of success because in the last few weeks I've managed to so my YouTube channel regularly now gets porn spam and dating site spam in the comments. Like literally every video I pop up has at least 5 of these comments go up within the first hour, and I'm now getting bots putting stuff in here on our chats, and I'm like, I feel like it's a new level of success on Twitch and YouTube when you start getting bots like that. I feel it's a new level of success. Am I just talking through my hat, or is it like something to look at? I don't know. I feel it's there. Drift, hello, by the way. Necrosabian, hello and welcome, my friend. Great to see you here. Hopefully we'll see you in the sim very shortly. Okay. Alright, now enough of that. Let's actually, well, I've got Drift there. Beautiful shot there. Let me jump on board back inside my aircraft. And... oh, hello. Hello! I didn't realise I was actually modelled. That was kind of cool. I thought we weren't modelled. Oh, no, it was somebody else spawning in on the same ramp that I'm in. Alright, that'll be what that is. Never mind. Okay. Now, do I remember my checklist? Now, I'm going to try and do this with all of the assistance things off. So, let's make sure that they are all off. Okay, so let's go taxi. I'm going to even turn the taxi ribbon off, I think. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Alright, can I remember how to start the airframe? Let's give it a go. Okay. Battery master on. Beacon is on. I gotta remember how to start the PT6s now. This is gonna be interesting. Remember how to start a PT6. Okay. Alright. Crash bar is up. Battery is on. Generator is set to main. Okay. Fuel select set to auto. Boost pump set to on. Okay. Fuel set to cut off. Set to cut off. Okay, and starter set to on. 1, 2. GT rising. 12%. Initial separator is on. I think I managed to start it without making a mess of it. Okay, fuel set to auto. Boost pump set to auto. Crash bar is still up. Ignition set to auto. AP trims set to on. Taxi light is on. Nav strobes are on. Alternators on. Avionics bus 1 and 2 are on. Pitot heat left and right are on. Inertial separator is on. Airframe de-ice is off. Okay. I think I managed to start this aircraft without blowing up the engine. I am fairly happy that I did that. Okay, bleed air set to auto. Alright, okay. I still can't believe I managed to do that. I'm actually relatively impressed with myself. Okay, so active nav source has changed that over to FMS for our start. Alright. Go Brussels clearance delivery.
Brussels clearance delivery day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 ready to copy IFR clearance to Paderborn. Day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is cleared to Paderborn Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 25 right climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure frequency is 126.63 squawk 0045. Day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 cleared to Paderborn Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 25 right climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure on 126.63 squawk 0045. Day or Alpha 24 read back correct. Contact ground on 118.055.
No, you get that 13,000. There we go. 118.055. Brussels ground.
Brussels ground, day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 with Yankee ready to taxi IFR. Day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 taxi to and hold short of runway 25 right using taxiway November 6 Alpha 1 cross runway 19er Alpha 1. Contact tower on 118.605 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 25 right using taxiway November 6 Alpha 1 cross runway 19er Alpha 1 day or Alpha 24.
Okay. 25 right. So, okay, so we're going off to the left there. Okay, that's cool. Alrighty. I think we know where we're going. Text lights beacons are on. Now I did make sure that my AP trim was set to on this time because we've had that mistake before. Alright, nav source is set correctly, which is good. As I said, for everybody who is wanting to join the flight tonight, as I said, we're just about to taxi over. We're just taxiing for ready for takeoff. Please type in !flight in the chat if you're wanting to join us. And also, if you want to join us, make sure that, or at least consider getting the free Aerosoft Airport of Paderborn, which is where we're flying to check out tonight. Seems to be a very popular piece of freeware at the moment. It was. I thought it was a Hurricane they were bringing. Actually, no. This Spitfire makes more sense for Airplane Heaven to bring across, though. Actually, now that I think about it, I thought the shot that I'd seen looked very reminiscent of a the greenhouse canopy of a Hurricane rather than the bubble of a Spitfire. Take it out to 25 right. Okay, so nearly taxiing our way there. Drifty, wouldn't be the same without you, my friend. It really wouldn't. Alright. CRG0, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. I feel like you are hovering there. Very impressive with the hover. Robbie, we came back to brother drift. Okay, we need to get out of here before Ryanair start taxiing because they are terrifying, as we learned in our little recent trip to Greece. Okay, so that's 1-9er there. Okay. Oh, I bet it's expecting us to go through the other taxiway, I'll bet. Alright, 1-notch flap, so in. I bet it's expecting us to get to that hold short point. I bet that's where it's going to kick in for us. I bet that's what it'll be. That's going to be frustrating. Because I believe there is an achievement of actually sort of doing all the... I think there's an achievement for doing all the navs and that kind of stuff on a flight start to finish without any kind of the in-sim assistance. So I'd be curious to see how well this picks up. There we go.
Brussels Tower Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 ready for IFR departure runway 25 right. Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 cleared for takeoff runway 25 right.
Alright, let's taxi on to the runway.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24.
Alright, we have course and altitude planned and set in.
Brussels Tower Ryanair 2951 ready for IFR departure runway 25 right.
Oh, that's a bit terrifying, so...
2951 hold short runway 25 right.
Well, I'm not hanging around for Ryanair because they terrify me, so I'm throttling up and going. Everybody else, I'll see you in the air.
Hold short runway 25 right Ryanair 2951. Ryanair 2951 taxi into position and hold.
Airspeed live. .90 knots. Rotate.
And hold Ryanair 2951.
Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps up.
Dare Alpha 24 contact Brussels departure on 126.63. 126.63 for Dare Alpha 24.
Stradiator, thank you very much for the tip. Thank you so much, dude. That is you are a legend.
Brussels departure Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is at 1,600 feet, climbing 13,000 feet. Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Brussels departure continue to Arido as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
AP on. Okay. Watching the ITTs. Let me just check that all kicked in. Okay, so we have nav hold is on. Nav is set to FMS. Altitude is set to vertical speed with altitude proximity sector of 13,000.
Traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles at 100 feet generic. Report them in sight.
9 o'clock, 4 miles.
Dare Alpha 2-4 don't have generic in sight.
Probably should turn the traffic labels on. That probably would help. But then I may not get the achievement then I'm after, so... Okay, back to post-takeoff checks. Inertial separator now turning off. Heading back onto course. Alright, so as I said, we've got nav hold is on. Turning on to the pre-programmed star. Sorry, SID. Sorry, we've got the SID already in there. Your director, yeah. Your damper is on, flight director is on, AP is on, vertical speed on, this climbing is 700 feet. We're going to increase that.
700 feet or 6,000 feet.
We're going to go up to 1200 feet per minute because we've got plenty of power in these PT6s.
Altimeter 29.902.
In fact, I would have watched that power because we had a little too much there. Now, I definitely felt that, it's funny, I actually mapped my, I changed the mapping a little bit on my turboprop, including prop now, and I found that I taxied, I was able to taxi and control the taxiing a lot more now that I've got the prop set for when we're in this part of the start cycle. So, okay, so we're set here for altitude. Let's see how that goes. Now we're going to go enjoy some of these beautiful sceneries, and let me just catch up with chat in just a moment. I can see there's discussions of aircraft carriers, so I need to be able to get in and have this conversation about aircraft carriers, because I always love talking about aircraft carriers, and naval aviation is a pretty important thing for me, that is for sure. Got this great. Aircraft carriers are fun, absolutely. There should be an aircraft carrier coming in here, hopefully soon. Although I think it'll be a third-party company that'll do it. I don't think we'll see Microsoft do it. I don't think we'll see Microsoft do it. But you never know. You never know your luck in a big city, as it were. You just go, yeah, Rockview, I never know what I come back to either. I don't... dying is not a good way to live. That is very true. That is very true, Deco. Great advice, is it? Ryanair did not go broke. At least I haven't heard of them. Some places have gone out of break, that's for sure. Australia again. Thank you so much, Australia. Magic from Oz. Hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Heroes never die. See, now you've said that. Now all I can think of is the various League of Legends songs that are around, and one of the lines in that is "Legends never die." Isn't that a Bond theme as well? At some point, isn't that a Bond theme? Legends never die. Or am I getting my my films confused at the moment with that? Oh, look at that beautiful shot there with another TBM just above us. And that great vision there. So that means I could probably answer ATC and say I have the traffic in sight. But that's okay. They're no longer interested now. That's fine. Now, I do see... Now, this is funny. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that we're having trouble with the live weather not working. But this is the first time where I've actually had the live weather not work. And I see the clear skies here when I know it's not. And I know, checking the meta, that it's not. It should not be clear skies at the moment. And that's really interesting. As I said, this is the first time I've ever actually experienced the issue that a lot of people have reported. Which I know is being fixed. Apparently the issue with it is being fixed in the part of the next patch, according to the dev update that came out today. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting that, yeah, it's this is the first time as I've actually experienced it, so that's kind of interesting. Next on your list, learning how to control the RPM on turboprops malleus. So it depends on the turboprop aircraft that you've got. Some of them will have a separate prop lever and some will not. Scroll up. Nope, have to be on that one. Be able to get that here. Acknowledge handoff.
Going to 125.0 day or Alpha 24. Brussels Center day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is at 8,300 feet, climbing 13,000 feet. Day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Brussels Center, continue to Arido as planned. Altimeter 29.92.
The worst part is Tomorrow Never Dies. Yeah, okay, that must be the one I'm thinking of. That's what I think of is up there. New Bond coming. I feel really bad. I haven't seen the last one yet. I love Daniel Craig as Bond. I think he's one of the best Bonds in a long time. But I have not been keeping up with Bonds. I feel terrible about that. I feel like I've really let the franchise down. I think he's been the best Bond probably since honestly probably since Connery, to be honest. I think Sean Connery will always be the best Bond. He just always has to be. But I think Daniel Craig's been the best Bond since then, probably closely followed by Pierce Brosnan, because I felt that they captured that moody darkness that his character has in the books. So yes, Live and Let Die. Yeah, could have been that one as well. So with your turboprops, so something like the TBM 930, for example, a lot of that's automated and handled by the EFA system, whereas something like the King Air will have that is such a cool shot right there. Totally needing to grab that one. There's something like the King Air and the Caravan, for example, have a separate prop condition lever, which is what you'd be looking at doing for that. So great to see everybody here above the German countryside here today. All right. Casino Royale was I'm assuming the new Casino Royale. Yeah, exactly. The other one we don't talk about. That's not an official one. The book is excellent, and I think that they did the Daniel Craig Casino Royale. I think they did that very, very well by approaching it the way they did, and actually essentially rebooting his character. And I think it was overdue for a reboot, and I think they did it really, really well, and they handled it really, really well. And I think I have to agree with you. I think, as I said, I haven't seen the latest one. Quantum of Solace was the Bond that needed to happen. I don't necessarily think it was very good, but it was a story that needed to be told. So yeah, I think Casino Royale is definitely the best one I've seen in a long time. That is absolutely true. The first one was a spoof. Yeah. The first one was that one with the first Casino Royale was David Niven. I think it was David Niven he played Bond in that one, and it was very much a spoof Bond, which is kind of fascinating, that one. You still haven't seen the Daniel Craig? Well, we're going to have to add that to our list of movies to add to our possible future movie nights. We may have to add James Bond to that, I think it is. The Mike Myers versions. I got to admit that the Spy Who Shagged Me and his spoof Bonds, they have grown on me as I've gotten older. They very much have grown on me. The one about the line about the Japanese twins at the start of one of them, I think, was one of the best mini sets of dialogue I think I've heard out of all of these movies. I think was really, really well done. Yeah, I know. As I said, there's a lot of films. I think I always sort of joke and sort of say, I don't see any films, and then it's like, he's like, there's no films I want to watch, and then I think about it, and then no, there's all these old films that I haven't seen that I need to see at some point. I just haven't got around to it. So I feel you, Rockview. I absolutely feel you. I really, really do. Right. Now 13,000 was our full cruising altitude. So it looks like we are already set to that. So folks, what I'm going to do is, while we've got our autopilot on, I'm going to take a quick moment. I'm going to leave the autopilot in charge. What's my speed? Let me have a quick look. My speed is 230-ish knots. Probably starting to climb a little bit because I've just leveled off. So I'm going to wind back my RPMs a little bit. So I'm going to set my torque to 80... about 90% torque is what I'll drop that back a little bit actually. So let's go back to 85% torque is what I'm setting to, and leveled off in cruise at 13,000 feet. So for those who are catching up, rudder trim is there. Okay, let me have a look. Where is my rudder trim in this aircraft? That's a good question. Rudder trim. Push neutral. It does seem a little bit off, doesn't it? Because I'm a little bit slanted, aren't I? Okay, so where is my rudder trim in this aircraft? There, okay, my aileron trim was off. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay, scroll lock. And let's go to acknowledge handoff.
119.175 Alpha 2.
Yeah, thank you very much for pointing that out.
Amsterdam Center, Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 2 for 13,000 feet. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 2 for Amsterdam Center. Continue to Mike Alpha Sierra as planned. Altimeter 29.92.
Okay. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly check my routing. So we've got a bit of time yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity while we are in cruise to grab a refill of my coffee. So I said, for those who are interested, for those who are flying along, I'm set to 86% torque, cruising at 13,000 feet at the moment. Just easing out trim a little bit. Alright guys, so enjoy these beautiful views, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Be back very, very soon. That's awkward. I think I just heard us get radar services terminated. That's rather awkward.
Lagan Center, Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 2 for 3 miles west of MacLeod Delta, India Zulu request I have ordered to Paderborn. Ready to copy. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 2 for is cleared to Paderborn Airport.
There we go. Apparently you can recover it. That's kind of cool.
Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 2 for cleared to Paderborn Airport. This file. Squawk 0045.
I was not expecting that to be able to do that.
Radar contact 13,000 feet. Altimeter 29.92. Continue to display turning and following heading 070. Proceed on course descent and maintain 13,000 feet. Continue to display turning and following heading 070. Proceed on course descent and maintain 13,000 feet. Dair Alpha 2.
I just sitting down here with coffee, just stitching out the chat there. The Carry On movies. Wow, now that is a series, a set of movies and a genre that I have not heard discussed of in polite conversation for many, many years now.
Descend and maintain 10,000
Oh, hello. Is that my first officer coming to say hello? Come on. Come on, come. Oh, okay, he's just going to stare at me from beside. That's all good. Okay. Especially for the time, and it's funny how you can't get away with the things that were in those movies anymore. You definitely can't get away with those things anymore. All right, so we're going to push my throttles forward a little bit at the moment. We're going to go probably going to back up to 90% torque, maybe a little bit more. Okay, we've got a true airspeed of about just over 280 knots at the moment. Ground speed 283. So running a bit of a headwind at the moment. Jamie Walker, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Seeing the beacon lights there above me from another day, which is always quite nice to see. Thank you for the hydrate, because I do have to put some form of H2O in my caffeine system from time to time. Thank you for reminding me. Want to see? Let them watch Blazing Saddles. Oh, that's a fantastic movie. Okay. Now I'm going to start bringing up, because I do need to have a look at the when they assign an approach for us. So let's do... Now I've got to remember this now. Let's go to 50. So we need to do procedures. So of course departure. Our departure was... what was that departure again? I really should remember this, because I actually typed it out before, so I probably should remember that. So departure, of course, was EBBR. Okay. Let's go to... What are we doing here? Why can I not... Now, hang on. This is the thing. I always have trouble remembering this. Okay. Why does this never work for me? I always have trouble programming this thing, so I need to learn this more. Alright, let's go PFD. Okay, so we need to go to MFD. We're doing procedure. And we're doing departure. Airport... doesn't seem to actually allow me to choose anything, which is annoying. Okay, let's go back. Let's go around. And it's not letting me do any... This is really frustrating. This is what frustrated me last time, if I remember correctly. So, because I couldn't actually program any of this stuff. Okay. That was weird, but okay, alright. So I departed via... That was not 7 left, though. So was the... Jesby departure is what it was. I think there's a lot of issues with the way this interface works, particularly with the fact that, you know, it does the scrolling, like you're trying to scroll with this mouse wheel, but you end up scrolling your vision, which means you can't actually read anything here. 10 o'clock, 4 miles, 14,000 feet. Okay. I'm going to let the AI handle that because I'm still trying to figure out this, so... So we'll just leave that one alone, and then let's go with our arrival. Okay, so they've got the traffic, that's fine. We'll let the other one. Okay. So we'll wait for them to give us a arrival, which they should have given that bus by now. Because we're about to come through the Padbar intersection at the moment, so we should be receiving that and a descent timing as well. Sorry chat, will be with you shortly-ish, maybe, once we figure out what's going on here, because if flying procedures is not always the best thing for me, but that's okay. Alright. London Controller, hello! Welcome to the stream. How are you? I should get you in here to be able to help me how to program all these all these weird procedure things. I do VFR flying. I don't even know any of this IFR nonsense. Okay. Thank you very much for the follow, London Line Controller. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can. Let's do. Alright, so let's do the okay, so let's shoot the ILS because I did grab the ILS frequencies before. So let's shoot the ILS for 2-4. Okay. Transition PAD. Okay, so let's go load and activate. And I just CTD'd. Wow. Whoops. That's awkward. Just as the kids just come in. Oh my god, thank you. I'm just catching up. Oh my god, thank you very much for the gifted subs, Necro, and for London Controller. You are both legends. Thank you. Just as my sim CTDs. That was super frustrating and terrible timing. Oh my god. Ah. See, this is why I do not fly. This is why I do not fly any kind of procedures, because that is what happens. You know, that is only, I think, my second CTD with the new sim. And the first one was launch day, when my sim loaded in 280 something high fidelity AI aircraft simultaneously. And my sim just went, nope, we're done. And I was just going to do that. That was crazy. And that was really interesting because it was the moment I clicked load and activate on the flight plan, on the flight. So yep, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, that one. Well, it gives me a chance to catch up on chat here. So thank you so much, London Controller, for gifting the subs. Thank you, Necro, for gifting the subs as well. You are all awesome here. Hand flight. It's yeah. You see, I see. This is the London Controller. Like, full props to you for the IFR flying that you do on a regular basis. Full props to you, both controlling and being a pilot as well. It is awesome for that one. But yeah, as I said, for me, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna stick with hand flying and shooting approaches that way. I think that is going to be my thing. I think. Oh, 34 CTs. No, no. Well, I am still determined. It is late, but you know what? I am determined to fly still, because I sincerely love flying the TBM. So you know what? We're going to try that again. We're going to try doing that a second time round. Because I love flying in this part of the world. I love flying the TBM 930. But this time round, I am not going to try and fly any approaches. Because, no. So, the same stats will apply. So, if anybody there is wanting to try again, or if anybody is wanting to refly the flight they've just flown with me, or anybody wants to join again, please feel free to type !flight in the chat here, and to give you all the information that you can that you'll need to join us in, or join me as I attempt to do this again, hopefully without a CTD this time. And thank you very much, Necro, for putting in the information. If you are wanting to join the crew and connect with fellow like-minded aviators from around the world, please join us over on our Discord, and we will hopefully see you there shortly. Alright, now hopefully this won't take me too long to get back into the system. I have to reset my honeycomb yoke here today. I'm actually definitely going to have to get another coffee for this one, I think, because this one was only a single coffee to get us there. Alrighty. Because TBM is just such an awesome aircraft. I still cannot believe that we got... It's like but the funny thing is that this sim loads so much faster than Prepared does for me. So I'm a little less concerned with getting CTDs as I experience when I experience them with Prepared. Okay, so let's quickly try that again. So we are running live, not sure we're running live traffic, live conditions, all players. Yes, we are running the Southeast Asia is the server. Alright, so we're going to go from EBBR, so Brussels, and we're going to, what did I just say that we were going to? I said we were going to Paderborn, so EDLP. Paderborn, and we're going to be coming on the Low Altitude Airways. For our start, we are going to start 157. We'll move this time. We'll move to 157 this time. So we'll set that as our departure. There we go. Alright, so that looks like this pretty much the same route that we had previously. approach. You know what? I'm going to pre-program the approach, and we're going to shoot the ILS on 2.4 is what we're going to shoot for on our approach. And we're going to pre-program that so I don't have to muck around with trying to load anything into the sim at the time. Now this should also be rather interesting because obviously being a free airport for the sim, a lot of aviators are going to be there, and I wonder if that might help us there. No worries, London Control. That is, take care, mate. I look forward to seeing you on future streams, and you never know. We should have a joint stream together perhaps at some point. Otherwise, mate. Take care, safe guys. Enjoy your Friday, and enjoy your stream as well. All right, I am going to put a little extra fuel on board today. I shouldn't need it, but I'm curious how she behaves with being a little fuller in the aircraft. And you know what? Let's put some passengers on board tonight. I'm curious because I haven't actually really tested the weight systems out very much in these aircraft lately. So I'm going to put some cargo in board as well. Let's put 100 pounds of luggage, and let's put 50 pounds luggage in the forward one there. So I'm just curious how she goes with being a little bit fuller. Alright, let's go ATC options. We need to put our tail number in, which of course is November Oscar Victor Alpha 24. Alright, so I'm going to load in, folks. Hopefully, this will all go the right way. Who knows? One of the great things about flight simming is that you never know. One of the great things is like working with, they also talk about, doing live TV, working with animals and children. Apparently it's also working with flight simulators and live streaming on Twitch. We probably should have made it 170 pounds, shouldn't we? Probably should have. I see, the problem is I keep thinking in kilos. I keep thinking in kilos rather than pounds. That's the problem here. We'll just imagine that they're people spreading across 2 seats. Yeah, okay, and first officer on the deck. Good morning, sir. Welcome to you, Mr. Austin. See, this is the problem. You weren't here last time. It was we didn't have your good luck before. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I stopped giving my first officer his head scratches, and he was most upset about it. This is the problem. It's so weird. As I said, the aviation world / the American world works in pounds, where the rest of the world works in kilograms. So it's always so weird. They're sort of seeing it all in pounds. It's like, no, it really doesn't work. I have to really get first. So Necro says hi, and Braytek says Master Braytek says First Officer Fluff, which is very much you, my darling. Well, at least you all don't get his butt on the stream. By the way, for those who've been asking about emotes, we will have I've just received it, so hopefully we'll be putting it into the Discord very shortly. We have a new animated emote for the Discord. Not sure how or when we'll get it into the Twitch channel though, but we have a animated lightning strike emote of lightning hitting a TBM 930 that will be coming to the Discord near you very, very shortly. All right. Can I start this without assistance twice in a row? Okay. Crash bar is set to up. Battery is set to on. Generator is on. Okay. Move that. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Boost pump is on. Fuel select set to auto. Beacon is on. Starter is set to on. Oh. Why are you not going up? 1, 2. Off. Watching NG rising. 12%. Engine catching. ITT rising. NG stabilized. NG 52%. Engine caught. Inertial separator should have been on earlier. That's my bad. Okay. Aux boost pump set to auto. Oh. Select auto. On. Okay. Oh, ITT spiked. ITT coming back down. That's... Come on, come back down, ITT. There we go. Left that in idle too long. That's alright. Okay, pitot heat is on. Bleed air is set to auto. Caution is off. Prop de-ice is on. Okay, we are looking good across the board. Almost cooked that PT6, but we're good. Okay, so first things first, let's go to... Okay, Brussels clearance. Request IFR clearance.
Brussels clearance delivery there, November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 IFR to Paderborn, ready to copy. There, November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is cleared to Paderborn Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 25 right climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 126.6 squawk 7747.
Read that correct.
There, November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 cleared to Paderborn Airport as filed.
I have to admit, Drift, I am very impressed by your tail sitting abilities. I'm not going to lie to you. I am very impressed with your tail sitting abilities, sir. What?
There, Alpha 24 read back correct. Contact ground on 121.7.
Okay. Ground 121.7. Request taxi.
Brussels ground, Dare, November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 with Yankee ready to taxi IFR. Dare, November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 taxi to and hold short of runway 25 right using taxiway November 6 Alpha 1 cross runway 19er Alpha 1. Contact tower on 118.605 when ready.
Okay.
Taxi to and hold short runway 25 right via taxiway November
Alright, brakes off.
Alpha 1 cross runway 19er Alpha 1 Dare Alpha 24.
Okay, do our little taxi out. It's just Drift. It's just you. We are definitely always entertained with you, mate. With you around, it is definitely great to always have you on these flights. Alrighty. So we are good here. So that's our secondary flight display with our barometer there. Baro for our PFD is set to there. Alright, as we do our taxi here, one notch of flaps for takeoff. Now, hopefully, this should also mean that the rate, because we've preset our arrival that we were shooting the ILS for our arrival as well. Hopefully, that means that everything will be set, so I don't have to fiddle with any of the secondary systems of the avionics at the moment, which seems to have caused our issues last time. Alrighty. It's always hilarious just watching Drift just floating along there. Turn off the ELT, yeah. Let's just we see you have ye of little faith, needing an emergency transmitter. We do not need an emergency locator. We're fine. We'll be fine. We'll be totally fine. We have First Officer Fluff here with us. Everything will be. Though I feel that Drift may need to turn on his ELT on a regular basis. Alright. Oh, lights are good. Though it's funny actually, because that is actually real world traffic that is about to come in and land that I'm crossing in front of right now. So, Ryanair again, I'm assuming? That's actually kind of cool. Should totally... This is one of the things I genuinely love so much about this sim, is the fact that we see like real life traffic actually, you know, coming through as we are taxiing around. Like, this is something that's really so awesome about this sim. I probably was supposed to take the next taxiway, I think, rather than this one. That's okay. I'm in a bit of a hurry, as it were, today. Alright. Okay.
Brussels Tower Dare, November Oscar, Victor Alpha 24 ready for IFR departure, runway 25 right. Dare, November Oscar, Victor Alpha 24, hold short, runway 25 right. Traffic is generic on the runway.
Now I have to wait for that. Now I have to wait for a Gian to get off the runway. That is hilarious.
Hold short, runway 25 right, Dare, Alpha 24.
That is absolutely hilarious. And I'm watching him taxi. He's missed the first taxiway, so he's going to have to take later taxiway. This is going to be interesting. We haven't seen him sound the nose wheel yet, but I'm sure Drift will do that.
Exit runway when able.
And I've got another aircraft coming in on final, I've just seen. On the on my TCAS. Yep, there's another one on final.
GN622 contact ground on 121.7.
The challenges, of course, using real-world traffic, of course. Oof. That was a very positive landing, that one, I do believe. I think it's called.
Shamrock 638, turn next taxiway.
That's, oh. I should know that. That's the Irish flag carrier. I should really, and that is mental blank. Complete mental blank what that carrier is. You're back. Okay, come on, Shamrock. Make like the Irish and get off the strip. Some of us have places to be.
Shamrock 638 exit runway when able. Shamrock 638 contact ground on 121.7. Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 cleared for takeoff runway 25 right.
Thank you. Alright, we are going to...
121.7 for Shamrock 638.
We're not even taxi, we're going to taxi and hold.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25 right. Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24.
We're going to admire the tail-sitting abilities of Drift, and we are going to depart. Okay, let's do our final line-up and pre-flight. Landing gear set, inertial separator is on. Throttles up. Airspeed's alive. .90 knots. Rotate. Gear up. Flaps up. Okay, we're going to preset. Flight director is on. Your dampener on.
24 contact Brussels departure on 126.63.
Okay, vertical speed is set. ITT a little high there. 1,000 feet. 1,200 feet. Nav holds and AP is on. Okay. Lane lights, exit lights are off. Nav strobe's still on. Heat's on. Inertial separator is now off. Oh, this is sparks. No sparks. Completely fireable. Exactly. Exactly right. Okay, so we're going to do 1,400 feet per minute, 1,500 feet per minute climb rate. Get ourselves up to our 11,000 cruise. Pull a little bit back off the torque there. Alrighty. There's the middle marker. Yeah, that's right. Alright, I think we're looking pretty good, so we just have to listen out for our call sign. So they said we're tackling it a little bit differently this time. So I think one of two things caused us to crash last time. I think it was either something to do with the avionics, which I know there are bugs with the avionics systems, which I've heard about. The first time I've experienced it, where we loaded and activated that approach, and it killed the sim. Or it was to do with the fact that we suddenly spawned in with all the other fellow aviators who are enjoying the free scenery. So I guess if we CTD this time round, we'll know it's because it's loading in too many aircraft. But we'll see how we go, because we've got other things for there. Lionel World, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. And thank you for the hydrate. Yes, I will need to do that. Thank you very much. For anybody who's in the chat, for yourself, or anybody else in the chat who is wanting to join us in the flight, join me flying tonight, please, Necro has just put in the content there of !fly, !flight, and you'll be able to get all the information you need to be able to join us on this little leg tonight that we're flying tonight, here in beautiful parts of Western Europe. Speed at the moment, I'm in about 190 knots while I'm on the climb. We'll probably be looking at going around about 230, 250 knots once we're at cruise altitude. I totally should do, because I just realised I haven't really done this much. I should totally... oh, wrong one. That was the wrong set of buttons. There we go, that's the one. But I can't move the I can only turn the camera. I can't actually physically move the camera. That's a little annoying. Okay. Can we do... I have to look at doing a different sort of... We should get there should be an internal drone camera so you can zip around inside your aircraft. Though, let's have a look and see if there are some window views. There we go. Oh, they're just a couple ones from the pilot perspective rather than around the rest of the aircraft. That's a bit of a shame. Okay. Let's reset our pilot position there. Okay, reset position. Torque, so I said I'll be aiming for around about 90% torque. Between 90 and 95% torque once we've established our cruise. Though if you're having trouble keeping up, I'll happily drop it back a little bit once we catch up there. Alright, let's head into our... So it's interesting how sort of, we lost the live weather before, but now since my sim crashed and restarted, now we've got at least some of the live weather back again, which is always nice. I was about to say, I'm looking down there and going, I think that's... Is everybody else seeing those contrails on the photo reel down there? That's hilarious. The Bing data obviously captured an aircraft flying over with contrails, and it's become embedded into the flight sim. That is... That's a bit of flight sim inception going on, aviation inception going on, I think, there. I really do, but that's kind of cool. Oh, alright. Yeah, that is kind of fascinating and kind of cool. That's awesome. Alrighty, so as I said, this is a longer stream than I definitely planned tonight. Okay, so let's have a look and see where we're at. So we're just doing departure at the moment. We're heading to Gesby before we go on towards Paderborn. As I said, we've already got our approach set up. And I see caught up there. Excellent. Very creative views here. Trying to get that nice shot so we can get the moon and that. You're in front of me. Well, you're now behind me. Unless it's somebody else who's joined us. That is possible. Oh, It's such a great time. As I said, this is such a beautiful airplane. It's a really a fully found aircraft as well. It's really actually interesting because I saw it pop up on a couple of the forums over the last couple of days. People asking sort of where things are in terms of because I know because for example a question comes up about the AP not working because you've got to make sure that the AP trims is set to on. Which tripped me up the first few times I flew this aircraft, that's for sure. Alright. Now, I'm going to go to MFD. We're going to go expand that range out a little so we can see where we're going. There we go. Good. Alright. Alright, so let me check where I'm sitting at the moment. So I'm sitting at 93 torque. We're currently at 11,000 feet. I'm probably going to ask for a cruising altitude increase. Okay, Brussels Centre. Probably should have been talking with them for a while. That's awkward. Okay. Okay.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Climb and maintain 13,000 feet, Dare Alpha 24.
13,000 feet. My program cruising altitude. So we'll go 1,200 feet per minute up to our cruising altitude. Still sitting at 93% torque. Alright. I definitely think that I think of as much as I do love my GA. I love my GA aircraft, my smaller aircraft. But I think that yeah, I love my Icon. I love my Cubs. I love my Cessnas. But I think that the TBM 930. I definitely feel that this has to be my favorite. I genuinely think this is absolutely my favorite aircraft. I think it's one of those ones. I think it feels the most complete. And I said I've got a lot of fond memories of being pilot command of a turboprop aircraft. So it's the one that I feel that I connect the most with. I mean, I definitely don't have the most time in this one, but I feel it's the one that I connect with the most, just because there's something about turboprops I just love. I absolutely love turboprops. That is so cool, having us both, because we've got the same, you know, courses actually sort of programmed in. It's actually really cool to watch us both moving together. That is really, really spectacular, and actually is just a really nice little detail that I really, really love. That's really cool. It's the little things that about simming and stuff like this that I absolutely love so much. I really love doing it. I really appreciate more and more about how this stuff works. Again, just that little bit of a nudge there as we're sort of correcting onto our course and finishing going through our ergo. So that marks us finishing our SID and actually moving on to the low altitude jetways. Alright, let's check torque there. Okay, so we leveled off at 13,000 feet, sitting on 95% on my torque. Okay, heading off to Amsterdam Center. Tune Amsterdam Center. Try not to lose my radio, my flight following this time. Cool. That's fine. We are good. Altimeter still 30. Okay, I need to. There we go. That is good. Alright. Alrighty. So we are definitely on our way. Thank you everyone who's been giving me the hydrates throughout the night. Though, I will have to get a refill before I can fulfill any more, though. That is for sure. Ah, right. Okay, very exciting stuff. Okay, so my next question is going to be, now that we programmed this approach in, hopefully it'll mean that the when we do get to do the shoot the ILS, is that it should actually already be pre-programmed in our system. That's what I'm hoping for. Excuse me. I do like the fact that it does actually have that cutoff as you do to change the frequencies. Always with the Ryanair. What are they doing? Alright. We are good. Still on there. So we're almost at the halfway point. I'm curious if I'm close enough that I can get to, if I can get to drift with my drone. I can indeed. Yep. That is so cool. I must admit that I think that the Microsoft really did well with the fact that they learnt. I think they looked a lot at the what was working well for the other sims. So prepared an X-Plane, and they sort of went, okay, let's build on that, because really what they've given us is essentially the chase plane or X-camera add-ons for prepared and X-Plane respectively, and given that natively in the sim. Really, the only thing that we're missing is the cinematic modes that come with those. They're really the only things that we're actually missing. And I'm sure they won't be far away. Hopefully, we'll see those sooner rather than later. I feel like Drift, you're getting a little close there, buddy. Phased out. It's always hilarious when you see the people phasing out behind you as well. That's always fascinating. Dr. The, welcome to the chat. Great to have you on board. As I said, feel free to join us. We are about halfway at the moment. We're just passing Waypoint Gesby if you do want to join us. But yeah, more than welcome to join us in a TBM. No worries, Mr. Ozflyer. Take care. Good night, sir. Sleep well. We'll hope to see you. I know there's a MSF group flight tomorrow, so we may do that as well. Was that? That wasn't me, was it? I don't believe. No, it was KLM.
You are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try and get there myself. So I'm not sure if I will, but I'll definitely try to.
Center with Air 3010 is at flight level 370, descending 10,000 feet.
Wizz Air, now that's an airline that I thought had gone bust.
Flying and center, continue as planned.
Okay. Okay. I think I need cat cam, don't I? I think I need cat cam. No Flintstones tonight. That is correct, Gamer Bash. I haven't seen any Flintstones tonight.
Descend and maintain 1,000.
We'll have to keep an eye out for any Flintstones for Yabba Dabba Doo Airlines. We'll have to keep an eye out for Yabba Dabba Doo Airlines. Drift Physic, welcome back. You've slipped behind me, sir, while you've been gone. Okay, so look, we'll close that one up for now. Alright, so we are sitting reasonably good, so cruising quite well. And you shall take your revenge. Of that I have no doubt, Mr. Physics. I have no doubt. As I said, it's just been a great night sharing all these experiences with you guys, as it is always here, everyone. But as I was saying before, I do want to make sure that we are always welcoming to everybody, and it's always wonderful, and it always makes me so happy to see how positive everybody here is and how supportive everybody here is. And I hope that you are all continuing that as we welcome all these many more new simmers as they come into they take their first steps into a larger world, thanks to Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it'd be great to see that. And as I said before, don't forget that if you are wanting to connect with other like-minded simmers, you please join our Discord, and you can catch up here for other sneak peeks and stuff like that as well, and looking forward to things like that. I feel like I'm looking down like an open-cut mine down there, which is going to be fascinating. I must admit, I'm getting a little sleepy because it's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's been a third stream for the day. Thank you very much, Necro, for that. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm playing with your ears. You may want to not rub that, because that may send our aeroplane crashing. Please don't do that. I think I need to possibly move my camera down a little bit, or either move my camera down a bit or get a cat cam, so you guys can actually see my first officer when he is at his station beside me, and not just see his tail wafting every now and again. Okay. Oh, that is a brilliant spot there, Drift. Let me snap that for the community album. It's actually, I just had this random thought, just looking down at the scenery below us, just remembering the autobahns in Germany, because of course, no speed limits. Though I do believe, somebody have to correct me if they have put instituted speed limits there now. But I remember when I was living in Germany, that there was no speed limits, and I remember that I was going to school there, and I was we were on a long drive with the family I was living with at the time, and I remember one of those bizarre memories and experiences that you have as a teenager. I had we were driving along, and we were in a Opel Astra, which for the Australian viewers is a Holden Astra because it's all General Motors. So this little Astra buzz box, and I was like, so we were driving, like I was backseat, just chatting away, whatever, and I was like, we're being left behind, like it's like we're standing still, and I'm like, how? What are we doing? Are we only doing like 50 k's an hour or something? Or are we doing really, really slow? And then it was like I leant over, leant forward and looked over the driver's shoulder at the speedometer and saw that we were doing 135. We're doing 135 kilometers an hour in this little Astra buzz box, and we were being left standing still. And I was like, I'm going to go sit back down again and pretend I didn't see that, because that was terrifying. It would be many years before I would go faster than that in a car again. And the next time I did, I would be in charge of the car. Okay, so we're coming up to Bumpsu. And then Paderborn, and then after that we're going to be starting a very long set of our approaches. So hopefully we'll be able to give them start descending shortly. Okay. I am out of coffee and I'm out of water. That is a bad situation. But that's okay. Alright, let's check aircraft here. So we are sitting at 94% on our torque, still good for our altitude. He's definitely, yeah, exactly. Drifting was awesome. It's just, it's that fascinating. That is really impressive, of, as you said, of us turning like that. Literally no Satao, that is awesome as we hear the Speedbird call over the radio behind us there. Now we should have a little bit of a touch to the right as it feeds in there. But it's a vehicle with red and blue. Then yeah. So I am, and yeah. So there was a very fast speed that I travelled at when I was travelling the Saddle Road in Hawaii. So on the Big Island of Hawaii, there's one road that actually links east and west sides of the island. It's called the Saddle Road, and for a long time, actually, you couldn't drive on it unless you you had to have a four-wheel drive, and you had to have a special permit to be able to drive it. But now if they've paved it, and it's a well-maintained road now, so it's fine. But it's basically a long, dead, straight road at altitude, and as many of you who are familiar with me and my channel would know, that I have a strong connection with the Big Island of Hawaii, and we And I was over there with this particular trip. I was over there with a friend of mine, and we just walked out on the fresh lava fields, and actually were watching lava go into the water during an eruption. And we're coming back that night, and we were going over the saddle road, and dead flat, dead straight, about 2 o'clock in the morning. 5,000 feet descension. Okay, I have to acknowledge that transmission in a second. Sorry, First Officer Fluff. Okay. Throttle is coming back. Because we don't want to... Because I can see the barber's pole there, the VNE. Okay, so that's good. Alright, so so we were coming back on the highway, so it was dead flat, dead straight, 2 o'clock in the morning. And the hire car that I had was a Dodge Challenger. I got to a speed where I know the car has a lot more horsepower left in it. It was literally, I could feel the car looking back at me and going, is that all you think? I've got way more than that. And I went, I'm okay. I would like to keep living. Because I was also watching the fuel gauge drop down as I was going that speed. Okay, so we're on our descent. Turbulences were coming down there as well. On the Berg Straight and didn't look at the speeder. That is very impressive, Mr. Vash. Alright, okay. Let's focus on flying our aircraft now. So we remember it's aviate, navigate, communicate, administrate. We've done enough sightseeing for one night. Now it is over to actually actual flying now. Alright, so let's, I'm going to zoom our map in this time a little bit. Oh, I do believe there are some wind turbines down there. Totally going to have to do a bit of a low altitude flight through here now at some point with our Cessnas. Okay. Alright, coming up to 5,000 feet. Probably a little aggressive on that descent. Okay, I thought so. My pancreas is a little disgruntled that with this tonight. I knew I was feeling a little bit off. Sorry guys, let me just deal with this slightly on the side here. One of the challenges I face, so many of you may know that I'm an insulin-dependent type 1 diabetic, so I wear my pancreas on my hip. one of the things that I use, you may have just heard a buzz before. So one of the things that I use a what's called a continuous glucose monitor, which basically is, if you guys can see it, it's that thing on my arm. So that sight changes every week. So I move that around. So a little sensor goes under the skin. Each of those sensors last a week, and they cost $100 each. The sensor I've got that's in there at the moment has been less than reliable, and I've been without telemetry data from it for the last hour. It's really interesting because I feel a bit off. So like I know it's feel off. I've got a manual backup that I can use with the checking my blood sugar, but it's I'd have to. But it's in. It feels really bad, but it's sort of like it's like it takes a lot of effort. But it's a really frustrating thing about technology. Technology is great, but at the same time, it can be very frustrating when it doesn't work. When you're used to it working and then it doesn't work. So just being able to look at my CGM and see the data, and then I've been running without it for the last hour. Been a bit frustrating. Necrosapien, no worries. I don't blame you. Good night, sir. Take care. Ah, Drift, what are you doing? Good night, Necro. Thank you very much for joining us on the stream. Thank you very much for the gift subs. Everyone who got the gift subs, please enjoy your emotes. I hope you enjoy your emotes.
Please expedite your descent to 3,000 feet.
Oh, we're 3,000 feet now. Okay.
Magic Sun 1813, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Okay, down to 3,000 feet. Let me check. Do I have to do an acknowledgement? No, I don't. That's good.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Magic Sun 1813.
Okay, we shouldn't have to. I wouldn't have thought that we had to be down to 3,000 already, but anyway. Yeah, well, I'm not doing active pause next time, though, to exchange those insurance details, because we all know what happened last time I tried active pause when we were doing an ILS final. Okay, coming up on 3,000 feet. 800 feet to run.
Air France 1711, descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Alright, looking good.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Air France 1711.
Okay. As we enter that curving approach, we will go through our final entering our pattern checklists. Don't remember that flight never happened. Exactly. I don't know what anybody is talking about except for the photographic evidence that we have of it, but that's okay. Or the video evidence that we have somewhere on the channel. Oh, and by the way, folks, I have finally got around to actually uploading all of our VODs as they've disappeared off Twitch. They are now making appearances on my YouTube channel, so head to youtube.com/NovaWing24 if you do want to relive any of our past adventures, or find all this crazy shenanigans that you may have missed on previous installments of adventures here in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Okay, 200 knots.
1235 flag and center. Continue as planned.
Looking good.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Air France 1711. KLM 1995. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Descend
Still think that ATC vectors us a little bit early for that descent, because I would have expected us to maintain 5,000 feet, not 3,000, because we should be intercepting the ILS at 5,000 feet. I'm a bit surprised they directed us to 3,000, but that's okay.
Air France 1235, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
We've got to be careful that we don't... I was just about to push the throttles forward, but I'm like, I have to be careful of not getting a case of get-home-itis, which is, it's what gets pilots killed, so we don't want to do that, even in a sim. So we're starting curve. That is a great shot with all three of us in the frame there. Exactly, yeah, same for driving, absolutely, absolutely. Get home-itis is what gets people killed. I'm loving the way the reflections on the water is being handled as well, and the water masking. It's one of those things that, again, it's all these little things that I keep seeing that just makes this sim so much more engaging every time I fly in it. It just makes it even better than before. As I've said it many times, guys, but I'm going to keep saying it because I genuinely believe it's true. And this is, you know, really honestly, I genuinely believe this, is that this is the sim that the old FSX tagline of "as real as it gets." This is the sim that tagline was actually waiting for.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, Air France 1851.
Okay, so we're heading into our finals now. Alright, so landing light is now on. Start bringing our throttle, so we're doing about 200 knots as we enter the pattern. Exactly, better late than never, absolutely right. My boss at work doesn't necessarily always believe that when I say that though, but you know. Alrighty. Yeah, gear extension speed is 180 knots in this aircraft, so I'm going to start bringing the throttle back. We're still well above flight idle. I want to make sure that as we stabilise onto the straight in, that I'll be extending the gear.
You are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. KLM 19905, contact Bremen Center on 125.1. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, Air France 1851.
I just see that a wind farm just there, just chilling, right there. You know, and to think that there are so many people out there that are complaining about the roof of their home is a different color. It's like, yeah, okay, some things aren't perfect about this, but look how much is right.
Northeast of Paderborn. Contact Paderborn Tower on 133.38 when inbound. Tower on 133.38 Dare Alpha 24.
Tune Paderborn Tower.
Paderborn Tower Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 249 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 24 approach.
Okay.
Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Paderborn Tower. Cleared ILS runway 24 approach.
Gear out.
Altimeter 30.00 wind 254 at 7.
Cover that.
Cleared Cleared ILS runway 24, approach day or Alpha 24.
Okay, so we are closing that one now. Okay, so we're going to go AP is off, FMS, change that to VOR. Now this is interesting because I bet...
Day or Alpha 24 cleared to land runway 24. Wind 254 at 7.
I bet it didn't... I bet it didn't assign... I bet even though we loaded the ILS approach, it hasn't programmed the nav radio. Well, I guess we are doing visual. That's okay. Okay, so we're hands-on approach.
Acknowledge last transmission.
Oh, really?
Cleared to land runway 24 day or Alpha 24.
Thank you. Okay. Hand flying. It's a beautiful day for hand flying though, so that's fine. Okay, landing lights are on. Watch the power. Yeah, 3 greens. Little high. Correcting. Watch the trim. Little high on the descent rate. Throw it back to flight idle. Left a little late to reduce that throttle, so it means that I'm probably going to end up doing a flapless landing today. A little fast. We're on slope. A little bit below. Let me flare long. Correcting. Correcting. Not gonna run out of runway. Go around. Positive rate. Gear up.
Paderborn Tower day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is going missed. Day or Alpha 24 contact flag and center on 118.75. Going to 118.75 day or Alpha 24. Flag and center day or November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is missed approach at Paderborn.
Okay. Go back into the pattern.
Day or Alpha 24, you are 3 miles west. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 24 approach via Papa Alpha Delta transition. Cleared to Papa Alpha Delta. Maintain
Totally going to skip that approach and gonna go visual.
Papa Alpha Delta transition. Cleared to Papa Alpha Delta day or Alpha 24. Flag and center speed bird 873 is at flight level 360 descending 10,000 feet. Speed bird 873 Lang and center continue as planned.
Okay, so let's do visual 2-4.
Day or Alpha 24 would like visual runway 24 approach. Day or Alpha 24, you are 2 miles north. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 24 approach. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 24 approach. Day or
Alright.
Alpha 24.
Bring it back down to 3,000. Wilberforce Gaming, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board.
Alpha 24, you are 400 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet altimeter, tree 0.00.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet Dare Alpha 24.
Okay.
Gen X 465, descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, Gen X 465.
Alright, let's cancel IFR.
Langen Center Dare Alpha 24. Cancel IFR at this time.
And we're going to go back to a visual straight-in approach.
Alpha 24 IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved.
Thank you very much. And nearest airports. Let's go to Paderborn Tower. And 4.
Paderborn Tower Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is 8 miles northeast with Quebec to land.
Alright, gear traveling.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Paderborn Tower. Fly straight in runway 24. Altimeter tree 0.00, wind 255 at 7. Dare Alpha 24 cleared to land runway 24. Wind 255 at 7.
Wind 255 at 7.
Cleared to land runway 24 Dare Alpha 24.
Alright, bring back flight. Okay, bring back idle a lot earlier this time. So one thing about turboprops that I'm always I do always overfly them because of the fact that I know how long the spool time can be to bring up an engine. Okay. Now we're going to use a bit of aerodynamic braking here. Use the big sail of a rudder that we have. Okay. Alright, and inertial separator coming on. Put those flaps out because I think we're going to need them. There we go. A little bit above the wide arc, but that's they make this aircraft tough. At least in the sim they do anyway. That second level of flaps really definitely kicks in really hard, that one. The first level barely touches it, but the second level, as soon as you kick it in. Okay. On slope. Slightly below. Below the slope. Drifting to the right, correcting. Landing assured. Throttle to idle. Down. Roll out.
Dare Alpha 2, 4 turn next taxiway.
Clean up the aircraft. There's always time to go around, as the saying goes. Okay. Should be our next taxiway here. Taxiway coming up.
Dare Alpha 2, 4 exit runway when able. Dare Alpha 2, 4 contact ground on 121.9 tree.
Going to 121.9 tree Dare Alpha 2 4.
Okay, over to Paderborn ground. Taxi to parking.
Paderborn ground Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 2 4 taxi to parking.
Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 2, 4 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo,
Bravo Alpha Quebec. Okay, Bravo Alpha Quebec. Okay.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo Alpha Quebec Dare Alpha 2 4.
Okay. Now let me see if I can zoom in to get the Bravo Alpha Quebec. Okay, let's find this here. Okay, that's taxiway Mike. So we on Bravo at the moment. Okay, so we should have turned left back there, so that's okay. Let's go back the other way. So that was taxiway Alpha. Might need to chat about Aerosoft about how they've laid out their signs here at this airport. Then again, I could also be misinterpreting these signs. Like, so Bravo, Alpha, okay. So let me have a look here. What do we got? Bravo, Alpha, okay, so Quebec would be, okay, so we're going to parking over here. Alright, I see where we're going now. At least I thought that's where we're going. I think I've taken a wrong turn again. Very, very awkward of me. That's twice in one night taking wrong turns on taxiways. But instead, we're going to go park up here because that's what I feel like it. I must admit, it's a pretty impressive... Actually, now that I've said that, we were supposed to come up here because there is, I do believe, some parking people. Excellent. I just turned a little too early. Thanks very much, Drift, for guiding me through here in the end. Yeah, absolutely right. I'm surprised that it is free, and I think it's really well done that the crew have actually done that as well. I think it's amazing that they've done that. All right, let's shut down here. All right, parking brake is on. All right, there, and to fuel cutoff. There we go. Alright, strobes, lights, nav lights off, landing lights are off, beacon still on, starters set to off, avionics bus 1 and 2 is off, alternator is off, battery master set to off as well, APs down to off, fuel set to manual, ignition set to off, starter done, and we are all done for tonight. Well, that was quite a longer stream than I had planned. Thank you very much, everyone, for all of your attention to being part of this tonight, for letting me waffle and for joining in, especially thanks to Drift, of course, for being with us for much of the night as well. It's been great. Let me just take this moment to catch up on chat here, because I have been ignoring chat for a little bit. I do apologise. Big Teddy Bear Gaming, hello. Yeah, exclamation mark flight is the information which we can do that. So most of the flights most of the streams that I do here in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you'll be able to join in just by typing in exclamation mark flight to be able to get all the information that you need. It's intended from your audience. So evidence, please. Yeah. So I place that message on all of my content because every now and again I do let the occasional vulgarity escape my lips. But also because I want us to be able to have an honest and frank discussion here. I'm not here to pull views for the sake of views, and this is something that we've talked about here in the channel here before. I'm not here just to make numbers up. I'm not here to leverage off other titles or by misleading our community. I'm going to be honest, and sometimes that means that I maybe use words that are not necessarily for younger ears. So yeah, no, the mature audience will always be a thing that will come up on my streams. Yeah, that's the thing. That's how I believe it. Flight dynamics ever happened in 10 days? Because well, I think most of them are pretty good as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I said it. We when in doubt, we always go around. Yes, this is EDLP. They did an absolutely amazing job. They really did, actually. I'm just looking at it now going, it is really incredible how much what they've done here. It looks absolutely incredibly well done. I do find it rather hilarious that we've got the A380 here, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, that's really well done. I think that's awesome. A very nice policy. Yeah, thank you very much. As I said, yeah, it's just one of those things where I believe that that. As I said, I always try to be honest with everyone, and that's my big fundamental thing is that I will always. You will hear me batter on ad nauseum about being honest and being truthful to ourselves and to each other as part of our community and being honest with that. And you'll hear me go, especially for anybody who's new to the channel, you will find me go on about that ad nauseum. Because we need to be accepting of each other, and everybody sims in a different way, and none of those ways is any less valid than the other. Whether you want to roleplay being an airline captain doing long-haul flights across the Atlantic, or whether you want to fly bush strips in Alaska, or whether you just want to find your house and explore parts of the world you'll never get to see in a way you'll never be able to do. None of those are any less valid than anything else, and you can tailor your sim experience to what is best for you. And we all need to remember that we need to be understanding and welcoming of all those people and be respectful of all those different ways of simming. So yeah, I always do that, and I'll always be honest. And I also will, but however, it also has to be said though, is that if somebody takes it too far and starts negatively impacting on somebody else's experience, then we collectively have to call them out in a polite and respectful manner. So I'll always expect that, to be honest. I genuinely appreciate that. Thank you, Evidence Please. That genuinely actually means a lot to me that you said that. That genuinely does. I just try to be... My fundamental philosophy is that I try to be a good human. I know I'm not always successful at that, but I try. And that's pretty much where I leave it. So, yeah. But no, I said your comment really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Okay, what we should probably do is we should probably see, because I've realized that I'm incredibly tired. Definitely this, as I said, I love you guys, and I have been streaming for quite a bit longer than I had anticipated. Unfortunately, we will not be going to another flight simulation stream. We'll instead be going to... okay, so I'm going to give the chat a choice. You can choose, you can guide the raid. We can either support a fellow Australian Twitch aficionado, Miss Z, who's currently playing Crusader Kings, or we can go and support a very favourite teammate of mine, Thorny Flower, and playing League of Legends. So let's throw that open into a poll. We should totally poll that. Let's do that one. New poll. Okay, where to raid? Thorny Flower, League of Legends, or Miss Z, Crusader Kings. There we go. So you guys, you're going to get a minute to vote on the poll. So if you let me know who you would like to go and see, because as I said, it means a lot to me being able to share these experiences with you guys. I'm loving the little donuts being drawn by two fellow aviators here in the chat. I'm really loving that. I think that's really, really cool. Master Project, thank you very much for joining us in tonight. I hope your sim experience continues to be going awesome as well. It's just some awesome dancing planes there. It is definitely some awesome dancing planes there. Okay, a few seconds left in the poll. It should be here in the channel. It should be here in the channel. I see the poll counting down. Or otherwise, feel free to put your decision in the chat. You and Doc, excellent. Well, I say it's great, and this is again. See, this is still a perfectly valid way of simming. Is we're getting to share these times and getting to share experience with people, and that is so important, particularly in this day and age. All right, guys. So you have my community has spoken, which is great. Thank you for supporting a fellow Australian streamer. So let's get our raid underway. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. You've been awesome. It has been my pleasure and my honor to share the skies with you guys tonight. Look out for another stream coming tomorrow night. We're going to do a bit of a group community flight on Saturday night, so stay tuned for that. I look forward to seeing you there. All right, guys, take care. Safe skies to all, and be well, be good humans, and we'll see you on the next stream. Bye for now.